All right, guys. Welcome. I'm Jim. By the way, just to get things clear, I'm not a random dropshipper kid that just learned from a guru online. I've been working in digital agencies for a decade now, so to speak. Like you're learning this stuff from a proper source, you can definitely be secure and safe. So once you come to here, you type in Google Ads and click on the first ad that pops up. So I opened this on an incognito video on purpose because you're gonna see this page if you haven't started already. Since this is for complete beginners, you're probably gonna see something like this, and you're gonna click get started. And once we do this, by the way, it's in Turkish. I'll just switch it to back to English for good old English friends out there, because this video is in English. All right, let's go. You're gonna type in your email. You're gonna sign in with your Google account. All right, once you do this step, you're gonna land on a page like this. In a second, hopefully we land on a page. All right, so since I have previous Google accounts, you're not gonna see those. These are my previous accounts. So you're gonna click create a new Google Ads account. So once you create a new Google Ads account, it is gonna look something like this. So they're gonna want you to lead you in a way which is quote unquote easier, but actually it's gonna be harder for you in the long run, because if you type some sort of information on YouTube, if you want to look for different sources, everything is gonna be in expert mode, which is gonna scare you at first, but I don't want you to be scared, because all the information available out there is in the expert mode out here. So I want you to click on switch to expert mode right away. Don't waste time with Google's quote unquote making it easier for you, because they're eventually gonna make you spend more money. This is a business, by the way, so they make money out of advertisement like all businesses. Big businesses like Facebook, their main source of income is actually advertisement, guys. Quite interesting, but a lot of brands are spending heaps of money. Most valuable source of income is attention, interestingly. All right, let's delve deep into it. So we clicked on the expert mode. Now you see this, you might be, oh shit, where do I start? All right, I don't want you to click anywhere right now. I want you to click create an account without a campaign. I want you to see the interface first. So you have, whatever you have. Australia, of course, I live in Australia. You're going to choose that. If you live in US, choose that. Don't send me information. Submit. All right, we're done. We created our Google Ads account. Congratulations. Now we're going to create a search campaign. So which is a search campaign we're going to see now, which is going to be the first thing that comes to mind when people say Google Ads, right? So, all right. So we have a dashboard like this, and the dashboard is going to show you multiple stuff, such as insights, campaign settings, and whatnot. Before you start, I want you to put your payment information, because this is an ad platform. So for this, there's tools and settings on up top, as you can see, and you're gonna put your billing information over here. As you can see, there's the summary, transactions, documents, promotions, and settings. Go to settings and fill out those information in. So I'm gonna pretend that you did this, put your card info, whatever it is, and we are ready to launch a campaign right now. All right, so don't worry about performance targets, campaign groups, location, none of that stuff. We're gonna run a proper search campaign now and click. All right, so they're gonna give you some objectives to make it easier for you, right? So you can choose if you wanna do sales. They're gonna give you some options, but in this case, we know what we're gonna create, which is a search campaign, so we don't need this. Of course, you can choose, for example, let's say app promotion campaign, which is not going to enable you to run search ads, right? So they're going to give you options. So if you click on this, they're going to give you all these options right there. They all have different features and benefits, different ways to run the campaign. So it might take an hour each. to explain. So search is the basic one. When someone says Google Ads, you're gonna know it is a search campaign. All right, so we're gonna say website visits. You don't need to type your website in, because once you put in, Google is gonna give you some keyword options. So we don't want that. For campaign, example campaign, of course you want to name that properly, but in the future, because you're going to have a bunch of campaigns set up, and you'll probably going to forget it. Trust me on this one. I forgot it first, and now you learn it over time. All right, click on continue. All right, so we have a bunch of bidding options, but as you can see, we have only impression share, clicks, and other optimization options which are not clickable. We only have 2. You're going to be asking, why is that? Maybe if you have an idea, you might be asking, why is that? I heard there are a lot of more bidding options. Yes, there are, but since we are completely new to this ad account, we cannot use this right now. So as you can see, alternative bid strategies like portfolio are available in the settings after you create your campaign. So we have 2 options, and if you're a beginner, I suggest you go right away with clicks. Impression is CPM based. What does that mean? Cost per 1,000 impressions. So it is, you're setting a price, a bid, for 1,000 times your ads are being shown. So it is the CPM is like a term that has been used for decades now. It's an old term, by the way. So we're gonna go with clicks. So how does that work? A person says, okay, let's go with gyms, right? So you want to sign up for a gym, and once you type in gym, there are gonna be ads for you in your area, for example, right? And a person, your competitor, is bidding $5 for that, and you're also bidding $5. In this case, they're gonna count in other factors, ad relevancy. They have a complete formula that they don't share with us, but there are different factors play into that. But in this case, let's say you're both bidding $5 and the other factors are gonna play in. But let's say your competitor is bidding $5 and you're bidding 5.01, you're gonna win the auction right away, if let's say all the other factors are equal. So in this case, you're setting a bid, but you might be thinking, like, how the hell am I gonna bid, like put a bid? I don't know anything yet. Don't get confused. I got your bag in this one. Okay, how are we gonna do? I'm gonna show you how, so you don't have to exactly memorize what to bid right away. There's an amazing tool. I'm gonna show you here. Tools and settings. Bam, you click on that. There is keyword planner. You're gonna click on this one. So we're gonna save this draft. We're gonna come back to this page again. We save this draft. We click on tools and settings again. Keyword planner. Once we come here, you're gonna see the top of page bids for each keywords. So you're gonna have an idea of what people are bidding for that keyword. So you're not gonna just like come up with a keyword from scratch, right? So you put gym. In this case, our scenario, quote unquote, we have a gym and we want to advertise our gym, right? So I put gym in, get started, and we have pretty good monthly searches, as you can see. And you have the option, of course, if you live in the United States, you're gonna put United States. Let's do United States. You're gonna click off Australia, of course. All right, as you can see, the average monthly search just skyrocketed, right? And of course, you have to put your time zone. And as we started, I did it for Australia, so this is going to be Australian dollars. As you see, there's an A before that. Okay, so there is this bids that we just saw. So what does that mean? What does that mean? So this top of the page bid is going to show up at the very top on Google's homepage, right? But this is the low range. So if you're really, really lucky, and your competitors are not that, that savvy and not like putting too much money into it at that certain period of time, you're gonna be getting away with $3.35 and be at the top by bidding for that keyword. As you can see, it's kind of competitive. And top of the page bid, the high range, it says if there's a pretty good competition, you're gonna need to bid around $13, $14 range, right? So that means that, so you have a really big range. So what do I suggest for you? If you are 100% sure that your keyword is this and you want to play high or you want to play safe, you want to go right into it. And then I would suggest you go with $13.46, the high end. But if you just started new, you don't want to spend too much money, you just want to play it safe, I suggest you go with the low range. So since you're learning it, by the way, you are not paying that amount. You're just paying the 1 cent above your competitors. But I don't want to get you confused in that bidding structure. So I just want to show you how to start. I want you to start with the small one. Don't go with the high end. So since you're starting now, complete beginners, bam, you're just gonna copy this, 3.35 cents. Okay, we're sure if things are not competitive, I'm gonna be at the top of the page right away. That's good to know. So we got this number, bam. So we close this, go back, and you can go to overview and click on the campaigns. By the way, if you see nothing here, you might think that, oh, my campaign is gone. That is a common misunderstanding for especially beginners. So don't worry about it. Once you create a campaign, click on the create a campaign. You can see resume campaign draft over here. So you're just going to click on that one. We're going to start from the draft right away. Don't worry about it. It's not gone. Once you might be thinking, oh shit, man, like the campaign is gone, the one I just created. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be sitting right there. All right, so we can see our bidding strategy and change bidding strategy, and we have the clicks back again, and we're gonna set a maximum cost per click bid limit, which, what was it? As you remember, 3.35. Perfect. So we set our bid limit. This is the maximum CPC. So you're 100% sure you are not spending over that amount for someone clicking on your ad. If nobody clicks on your ad, you're not spending any money. Don't worry about it. So once we scroll down, you're gonna see these bad boys, display network. So these are Google's partner sites and whatnot. I don't want you to click on that. If you want more clicks, which is equal to you're gonna spend more money, but if you just want your ads to show on Google, I suggest ticking those off. Okay, so we have options here. So this is a little tricky. Some people just like quickly select what is default out there, but then this is really important. So I want you to come to location options. So I want you to select presence people regularly in targeted location. So why this is important? Because if you are running a gym right now, as in this example, we are running a gym, you want to click on this because if, let's say you're in Australia, we are in Australia, and we are targeting for Australia, let's say, right? And you're gonna be, by the way, we checked United States in that option. In terms of we have to do United States. All right, we're targeting United States now. We want to target United States, and the gym is in United States. Let's say it's in Texas, right? So you're gonna choose Texas, of course, in this case. Texas states, target, bam. All right, so we're targeting Texas states. In this case, what you want to do, presence. So they're gonna be people who are actually looking for some stuff, doing some searches, shows interest in that location. So you also might target, if you select this option, those people who show an interest in Texas or just traveled there for a weekend, right? And went there, and Google gets that signal and says, okay, this person was in Texas, and then bam, shows that ad. But that person might be back into his hometown, New York or whatever it may be. So in this case, I want you to be really careful. But if you're like an e-commerce store, you're just running an e-commerce store and starting brand new, you are shipping all over United States, go ahead and choose this one. Don't worry about it. For service businesses, this is critical. When you're not going to touch this one, language doesn't really matter. Choose English, and of course the other language is going to translate it. All right, audience segments, I don't want you to touch it now. It's good for scaling later. I want you to click on more settings. You have these advanced options. For a beginner, I wouldn't suggest you use it. For ad rotation, if you're 100% sure that your clicks are you're getting clicks 99% of the time on Mondays. You can maybe select Mondays to show your ads only, or you're maybe closed on Sundays and maybe like Saturdays, right? And you don't want to show your ads Saturdays or Sundays whatsoever. And you can do this, come here and select it, start and end dates. You come more settings, come to ad schedule, and you schedule days for only Monday to Fridays, and you say next. So in this case, you're only gonna show your ads on Monday to Fridays. All right, once you click on next, they're gonna put you into ad groups. Ad groups is right under campaigns. This is where you're selecting your keywords. All right, let's select ad group name. So I want you to structure your keywords like how you structure your wardrobe, right? Like let's say you're putting your winter clothes in a section. You'll put your underwears in a section, socks in a different section, right? I want you to imagine it like that. So you want to section it, the keywords in an ad group in that way, right? So let's say we want to do gyms, and I want to put gym related keywords here. Gym related, by the way. This is really, really important because we're gonna write ads for this keyword specifically, for this type of keywords. So let's say gym related. All right, so in this keyword, you're simply gonna type in the keyword. But there are 3 types of keywords, guys. This is really important. So there are broad keywords, which is if you type it like this and just go down, this is gonna be including people searching for is gym good for old people? This might actually trigger your keyword, which you don't want that person. Actually, this person is just Googling around and just looking for random information, right? You don't want that person. So if that's the case, I don't want you to use broad keywords. So they're gonna spend your money like crazy. Your ad is gonna show up into really irrelevant sites. So I want you to go with this option, which is the quotation mark, gym, quotation mark. You definitely need to start with this, which is the safe bet. So when you put this, a word can come after this or before this, and your ad is going to show up. Let's say a person searches for in United States night gym, your ad is going to show up. If that person searches for gym night, your ad is going to show up. So a person's search query can include gym, and a word comes after that or comes before that. So that's going to trigger your keyword. Or you can do this bracket. If you do this is the only keyword that is going to trigger your keyword. Don't only search query that is going to trigger your keyword. So there are 3 options. One broad, this one. I don't suggest you use it. So you're going to spend your money like in no time. I don't want you to do this. Starting off, if you put this quotation marks, as I said, a word coming after this, gym, let's say gym life triggers your ad, or life gym, or open gym, or gym cheap, for example, cheap gym is going to trigger your ad. So if you don't want this to happen, if you're 100% sure, I only want people to see my ad when they're searching gym. If you want this is the exact match. This is called exact match, and you can see they explain it pretty good. If you want to click on learn more, they give good examples. You can get deeper understanding of it. So I suggest phrase match or exact match, but in this case, let's do an exact match. And in this case, when people are literally typing gym, or they make a small typo, let's say they want to type gym and they put gin, like they put N instead of M, this is still going to trigger your keyword. And your ad is going to show up. So we put gym, and what else? Gym related. Let's say we want to put, let's say you think, okay, my gym is cheap and I have a cheap offering. I want my ad to show up when people search cheap gym. You can do that. and you also say I want people to see my ad when they search best gym, maybe, right? These are all gonna trigger your ad to show up. Okay, this is good. You don't want to chunk all the keywords in. Google is always gonna push you to put more keywords. So this is just gym related ad group. So you put your clothes in a section that is more related to each other, which is gym related, right? And you can put a different ads group later on, but I'm gonna explain it later on. So this is your final URL. So where you want to get people to on your website. So let's put www.gym.com, whatever it is. Let's say there's a website. Hopefully there's a website like that. All right. So this is the critical part, guys. So this, you need to use those keywords in your headline and in your description to have a higher quality score. You remember when I was giving an example of, you know, the relevancy and whatnot in the beginning of the video, how you're gonna have, let's say you are bidding $5 and your competitor is bidding $5. What is gonna be the differentiator in that scenario? And that scenario, the differentiator is going to be relevancy, because your ad is relevant to that user. So you want to use those keywords, best gym, for example, best gym, cheapest gym. This is not going to trigger, by the way. Yep, see. You want to type in an exact way, cheap gym. And okay, so as you can see, it ticked it, but you of course want to put more keywords in. So this, like, the more is better, because Google is gonna have more options to rotate it through, and they're gonna see more options for each person. So you might be thinking, oh, they're just making it up. It's like a raffle ticket. No, actually, it's not. When a person is more receptive, Google has all that information, all that data. If a person is receptive to keywords that are including free in their past history, imagine like that person searches like millions of times on Google in his past life, right, in his past time in the internet. And if that person searches for a lot of free stuff, and if you have free over here, Google probably is going to use that free instead of, let's say, cheap, and show that. As you can see, the first only 3 ones are going to show up. Sometimes on mobile only 2 shows up. Let's look at it on 3 on mobile. Sometimes 2 of the headlines show up. So you want to put as much as possible. Of course, it has to be relevant. All right, we found one. We're lucky. Okay, finance online, home test drive, sell your car fast, car search made easy. Bam. We can see here. We can see call out extension. Call out extensions are not necessary, but I would suggest you to use it as well. It is going to increase the click-through rate again. So people are not going to be able to click those, by the way. So these do not take people to additional information. Call out text, right? Free shipping, people use e-com businesses. What you can use in this case, top trainers, since we're a gym. Top trainers, a brand new facility, brand new equipments, or whatnot. You get the idea, but these are not clickable. And call extensions, you can create it in campaign level or an ad group level. Of course, you want to get calls. In this case, we are a gym, but if you are a business owner, if you're a Shopify store owner doing drop shipping, I don't suggest you use it. There's no point of doing that. But if you are a gym owner, you're definitely gonna find some value out of it. So there are a bunch of more extensions, guys. So this is a complete different tutorial getting into extensions. Let's pass this, and we are fine, and we're ready to go, guys, actually. And we have a daily budget for this campaign. So what is my minimum recommendation for a starter campaign starting from scratch? You just got into it and learning. What is my daily recommendation? So it gives you weekly estimates over here. You don't have to worry about it. gym related, it says you get 7 clicks for, let's say, $15. And if it's $15, of course it's going to increase. If your daily budget is $100, you're gonna get, of course, more, but it's not updating now because we have limited keywords, 3 keywords. It's not always accurate also. At the same time, don't really trust this one. What I trust is the keyword planner that I just showed you. And of course here, I would suggest you start with $10 a day. I wouldn't suggest you go below that. If you're in US, $10 US. If it's in Australia, $10 Australian dollars. But of course, it depends on the amount of search volume that you're gonna have. Start with 10. So in this case, but as you can see, Australia shows like you at least need to go with 15. All right, let's do 15. And it means, for example, our maximum budget for a click, as you can remember, max CPC was 3.35 cents, $3.35. So with that math, we're gonna have, if the competition is really low and we show at the top of the page, we're gonna have 5 clicks a day, which is a good case scenario. But it is not always like that at the high top, so the competition might be low during that time, so we can get more clicks, but it might be really expensive, and the clicks that we are paying could be $5 a click, right? But in that case, we set a maximum CPC, which is gonna be 3.35. We're not gonna get above that limit, so we might lose a lot of auctions in that. So you don't have to worry about it. The auction is a totally different thing. But follow me for more tips, guys. So this is how you set a campaign. Bam. Let's go next, and it is gonna show us to review our campaign. We have 3 keywords, which are exact match keywords, and we have just 1 ad. Of course, this is just a starter campaign, gives you an idea, and you publish the campaign. But since I haven't put the budget in, it is not gonna run it. Overview of the Google Ads, it's super beginner level, so I didn't get into depth of anything. But if you want a really in-depth version of this, check out my website, Jim's Digital Marketing. There's a really in-depth 20 hours of material in there, includes Facebook ads, Google ads. Is gonna make you pretty good digital marketer, I would say. See you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care, people.